I offer my sastang dandavat puspanjali, my heart like flowers thousands and thousands of times at the lotus feet of my holy master, Asmadiya Paramarajatama Guru Pada Padma, Nitya Lila Pravisht Om Vishnupad, Ashtotara Satasisimal, Rupanuga Varya, Srila Bhakti Vedanta Nayan Goswami Maharaj. Secondly, I offer my pranam thousands and thousands of times at the lotus feet of my Sri Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Parampara. And I offer my pranam to all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavas. So by the causeless mercy of Guru and Gauranga, we have been hearing from the Bhagavatamrita Kanna of Srila Vishnu Thakur. So now, in the final portion of the commentary, Srila Gurudev is quoting from the last two verses of Brahma-samhita. Sriya kantaha kantaha paramapurusho kalpataravo drumabu mistintami ganimayam toyamamritam kathaganam natyam gamanam hyabangsī priyasaki tidanandham jyoti pramapi tadasvadyam apicha. So, in this verse, Brahmaji is summarizing his description of Goloka, planet Goloka. He said there is one Supreme Purush, Krishna, and he is being served by many beloveds who are all the divine laksmis, goddesses of fortune, in the form of Vrajabasis. Don't forget, Vrajabasis, though they are gopi, cowherd girls, but actually each gopi is the superior to Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune. Nayam Sriyanga Unatantara Prate Prasada Swayoshitam Nanilaganda Kutam Rucham Kutanya Rasut Savasa Bhuja Danda Grinita Kanta Ya Lavdisham the Udagad Brajasundarinam. Uddhavji, he said, the fortune, the mercy which Krishna has given to the gopis of Vrndavan was never attained by Lakshmi Devi, nor any other consort in the spiritual sky, not in Mathura, not in Dwaraka. What to speak of being attained by any woman of this world, even in the heavenly planets, where the women are so beautiful, the natural fragrance of their bodies resembles the lotus flowers. No need for perfume and deodorant. Natural fragrance is like lotus flowers. How beautiful. But any of them, they cannot imagine the fortune that Braj Gopis received. Rasut Sabhasa Bhuja Danda Grinita Kanta. Krishna, he kept his arms around their necks in Rasa-lila. Here Bhuja Danda, his arms are like a danda, that means straight. If you embrace someone, usually the arms are straight. But the implication here is that when someone embraces you with straight arms, it means they're begging, like children. They come in the lap of the mother or father and go. What does it mean? Parents say, what do you want? So Bhuja Danda Grinita Kanta, Krishna embraced gopis like this. Beholding their beauty and begging. Oh, I left you, I disappeared. But please don't leave me. I will die. So, though Lakshmi Devi, she is Sachidananda, she is transcendental, she is supremely effulgent, she is eternal, she is the goddess of fortune, the consort of Lord Narayan. But gopis are more than her, only have a gopi abhiman. Understand? They have this abhiman, I am a camel girl. So Brahmaji in his trance is realizing this. Shya kanta kanta para purusha khao pataravo Druma bhumistinta mani ganamayi toyamamritam. There all the trees are kalpavriksha, the water is amrit. That means if the water is amrit, then what is the amrit like? There. If the water there is amrita, then what is Krishna's chutambul like? Kataganam, speaking is like song, dancing, walking is like dancing. Vamsi Priyasaki, there, the Vamsi, the flute, is Krishna's Priyasaki. Because just as the Saki, a friend, goes from the hero to the heroine and carries the message of love from the hero. Just as the Saki, she persuades the heroine to leave everything and come and meet. Sometimes she physically also pulls. So here Bamsi, Krishna's flute is like that. When he plays his flute, this flute is carrying his message and giving very strong persuasion, and also physically. By force. The gopis say the sound of Krishna's flute is like a dacoit who breaks into my home and forcibly tears me from the lap of my husband. This is very extremely powerful. Tinanandam Jyoti. There, the light is praying. That world can only be seen by praying, by love. So there, the sun rises, sky becomes full of light, but this light is not the light of this world. This light is, everything is illuminated by love. And all the things there themselves are self-luminous with the light of love, not requiring any other light. Param api tad aswadhyam apicha. And that place is the aswadhya. Everything there is relishable. Aswadhya means everything relishable. Sayatta khirabdi savati saravis cha sumahan. There the Surabi cows, they are streams of milk are emanating from them. Nimaisha dakyo ya rajati hi yatapi samaya. And there is Nityavatman cow, eternal present. No one is aging, no one is growing old. It is eternal present time. Nimesha dakya means even the time elapsed in the blinking of an eye, Nimesh Adya, half of the blinking of an eye. This much time never passes there. Vajay Svetadvipam tamaham hiya golokam mitiyam. I worship that place called Svetadvipe. And which is called Goloka. Vedantaste Santa Chiti Vrlachara Katipaye. and which is known only by a very few great souls in this world. In this material world, only very, very few persons know the glories of this Goloka, or especially here, it's mentioned Svetadvipe. So, Srila Vishwanath Thakur has commented that there is a confidential meaning to these closing words of Brahma-samhita. Here, tadaswadhyam means that which is to be tasted by him. Tadaswadhyam. Apicha means in Goloka there is also that which is to be tasted by him. And what is that? Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kirtishovaneva Aswadhyoya Inadbhuta Madhurima Kirtishovanadiya Saukam Chasyamadan Bhavata Kirtitam Vaitilobhat Tadbhavabhya Samajani Sachikarva Sindho Harindu. That which is to be tasted is the greatness of Radharani's love. Krishna there is thinking, how does she love me? How great is her love? I don't know. And what sweetness in me does she relish through her love? And what happiness does she feel when she relishes my sweetness through the power of her love? These are the three aswadhya, things to be tasted by Krishna, and Krishna tastes them in a special prakosht or chamber of Goloka Vrndavan, which is called Svetadvipe. In this world we are calling Navadvipa. So, you see, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in South India and he heard these verses of Brahma-samhita, he was astonished. What is this? So, Srila Vishwanath Thakur, he's saying that this verse of Brahma-samhita is showing that even though we have said the spiritual world, Krishna is eternally present, performing lila in four prakash, at the same time, four categories of prakash: Goloka, Dwaraka, Mathura and Gokula. But there's something more, and that is that in the eternal form of Gauranga, Krishna is tasting the aswadhya tattva, Radhika's, the glory of Radhika's love, the sweetness that she relishes and the happiness she experiences. And therefore, this Gauranga-lila is Sri Krishna Lila ka Parishishta Lila. It is called the Parishishta Lila of Krishna Lila. And therefore, Svetadvipe is the Parishisht Dham of Braja. The word Parishisht means appendix, not like the appendix you have here, but in a book. In a book, when you finish reading the book, yet the author thinks, but there's something more I have to tell. The book is complete, but he wants to tell something more, and this information goes in the appendix. This appendix is not separate from the original book. And at the same time, this appendix also sheds new light on everything that you have read before. You may see everything again in a new way, in a new light. So that is called in Sanskrit Parishisht. So, Gaura Lila is not another Lila. it is Krishna Lila, but it is the parashishta of Krishna Lila, and Svetadvipe is not a place other than Vrindavan, but it is the parashishta of Vrindavan. So in this way, Srila Vishwanath Thakur has given an overview of the Lila tattva and Dham tattva. You can also think in regard to the Gora Lila, just as Krishna Lila has its Goloka tattvas and Gokul tattvas, so Gora Lila has its corresponding Navadvip Lila, which is the Naravat, human life, and Naravat Lila, which is of the Goloka tattva. In this way, we can reconcile Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat. You see, when we read Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is very much focused on Mahaprabhu's Sannyas Lila, and especially how Mahaprabhu himself was doing bhajan. And when we read Chaitanya Bhagavat, then in comparison it seems very strange. Very strange. Sometimes Nimai, he is playing like an ordinary person with his family and friends, and other times he is manifesting the form of Rukmini, then manifesting the form of Lakshmi Devi, then he is feeding breast milk to his associates, and all these very astonishing manifestations of Bhagavata, of Aishwarya. And then sometimes we see when Mahaprabhu comes out from his Bhagavata Vesh, then he is embarrassed and shy. So how are we to take or to understand this Chaitanya Bhagavat? So just as here it is described that in the Apakat Lila, the Golok Lilas are going on and the Gokul Lilas. But when the Prakat Lila takes place in this world, in the Prakat Prakash, then there is a mixture of Gokul tattvas and Golok tattvas. So similarly, the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu described in Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, there you see, it is a description of his Prakat Lila in the Prakat Prakash, and so there is a mixture of the Gokul tattvas and Golok tattvas in corresponding to the Gaur Lila. Understand? So when we hear in this way, then this is called Gram Shuddha Shravandasha. And those who have such discrimination will understand that Navadvip Lila is the highest. But if you don't see here with Gram Shuddha Shravandasha, then you will think that the Lila in Puri is higher than Navadvip. I wanted to begin a new topic today, but I think it will not be possible because but I will want to introduce it. In the morning time, we have in the morning time, for some days we have been hearing from Sri Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13. And this is the chapter in which the chapter in which Sri Krishna, he bestows the tattva gyan on his surrendered devotees. So all devotees for some days have been very carefully deliberating on tattva gyan and trying throughout the day to stay awake. So, what's the news? So, Tatte nukampam susumiksham. So, devotees are devotees have been deliberating on tattva gyan. So, I want to discuss now, to begin to discuss in the evening, the letter sent discuss the letter sent by Krishna through Uddhava to Vrajabasis. Why these messages that Krishna sent through Uddhava to gopis? Krishna made gopis realize that he was with them directly. And not only that, through this katha, Sri Krishna, he makes all the people of the world realize that he is with them. So this is a very fascinating katha, very marmik, very heartfelt and beautiful katha, and impossible to do in an atmosphere like this. Oh. So, our Srila Jiva Goswami Pad has written many commentaries and explanations on the message sent by Sri Krishna to gopis through Uddhava. So, the original messages of Krishna are there in Vrndavan-lila. And so what I want to do is begin this topic and go through each of the teachings of Sri Krishna to Vrajabasis with the commentaries of our acharyas. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna's sending Uddhava to Vrndavan has been described in a very wonderful way. You know, after Krishna killed Kamsa Maharaj, that time now Kamsa had been killed. And Gokula and Devaki were free. All the Yadu dynasty became free from the tyranny of Kamsa Maharaj. And Krishna's family in Mathura surrounded him. And he had to be meet and introduce to all members of the family everything. And Nanda Baba was staying in a camp. Their bullock carts were just outside the city of Mathura. And he was waiting there for some days and wondering, when is Krishna coming back with me to Vrndavan? After some days had passed, Krishna and Balaram, and along with Uddhava also, they came to see Nanda Baba. Nanda Baba was perturbed because rumors were going everywhere. Everyone is saying Krishna is not the son of Nanda Maharaj. He is the son of Vasudeva and Devaki. And he will stay in Mathura. So when Krishna and Balaram came to Nanda Maharaj, he said, "So, what is happening? We should go. Let us go." Krishna said, "Oh Baba, Balaram, he is actually the son of Vasudeva. Really. He's son of Vasudeva and Rohini. So, Vasudeva Maharaj has just attained his son, whom he has never seen. Because Rohini gave birth in Gokula. Vasudeva Maharaj sent Rohini when she was pregnant. And at night, secretly on a horse, she left Mathura and came to Gokula. It's feedback and everything. They like that. It's the sound that they like. I think it's the echo. No, it's feeding back. It's the sound engine. So, Balaram is actually the son of Vasudeva Maharaj. He's never seen his son, and he's just got his son. So, if now, it seems Balaram should stay there, at least for some time. And Krishna can go. But Baladev is crying and said to Nanda Maharaj, "Oh Baba, who is the real father? The real father is that person who nourishes you, who raises you and feeds you. That is your real father." Because in this world, any jiva has not any biological relation with anyone else. But still, whoever takes care of you, he's like Peter, father. So, Baladev said, "Oh Nanda Baba, you are really my father." And he was crying. Why? Because he thought Krishna will go with Nanda Baba back to Braj and he will be left alone there with all these people he never saw in his life. And he cannot live for a moment without Krishna. So on the one hand, Balaram cannot leave. And on the other hand, if only Krishna leaves Balaram, it will be too painful for him. So, Krishna told to Nanda Maharaj, "I cannot be separated from my brother Balaram. So kindly allow us to stay here for some days, and we'll satisfy the Yadavas, and when they're satisfied after a few days with our association, then the two of us will come back and see you. We promise." So, Nanda Baba, he thought to himself, "Oh, what should I do? If I will take away Krishna and Balaram now, then Vasudeva Maharaj will think I am like a second Kamsa. First Kamsa took, because of Kamsa, Balaram was taken away. And now, if I will also now take him away, I will become like a second Kamsa. So just see, Nanda Maharaj, his heart is very soft. And even at the expense of his own pain and separation from Krishna and Balaram, he's thinking of the feelings of another person, Vasudeva and Devaki. This is the standard of the heart of Nanda Maharaj. So, Nanda Baba, he agreed. And Krishna, he called Uddhava, and Uddhava bought a big basket with many ornaments and silken cloths and gifts for the Vrajabasis. And Krishna gave this to Nanda Maharaj. So then Nanda Maharaj left Mathura, and with the Sakhas, cowherd boys, Nanda Baba and Subab, Siddham, all the cowherd boys, they went back to Vraja. So when they arrived there, then all the classes, they were horrified. Gopis of Vrndavan, all their worst fears had come true. Because as soon as they heard that Krishna was going to Mathura, because of Amanga Ashanka, means due to the intensity of love, they always feared the worst. Like a parent, if she has a child 5 years old and every day he comes from school at 4 o'clock, but one day it's 4:15 or 4:30 and did not return, then out of love the mother is having horrible, very terrible thoughts. Maybe someone kidnapped him, maybe he was in an accident, is he alive or not? The intensity of love makes amanga ashanka. That means the anxiety, the apprehension that something terrible has happened. So even before Krishna left, when it was only announced in the village by the chatras, the security of Vraja village, they announced, tomorrow morning Nanda Maharaj and Krsna and Balaram are going to Mathura. At once gopis became overwhelmed. No, we cannot go. If you go, you will not come back. But everyone else was happy and thinking, oh good. The boys from the village will go and experience the city, and there will be a big festival there. Only Madhya Yashoda she was also in great anxiety, and Vraja gopis. But the men, the boys, everyone, they were happy. And the gopis were looking at them and thinking, are they foolish? Don't they know what will happen? They are crazy. They are like a person making their own funeral pyre. So, when they came back, then the Vraj gopis' worst fears were confirmed. And Madhya Yashoda, Nanda Baba came with the basket of gifts. And Madhya Yashoda said, what have you done? You sold my son in the marketplace in Mathura for a basket of ornaments. And Nanda Baba was completely ashamed. He went into his room and he was filled with such regret and such remorse and such embarrassment. that he could not speak. He could not show his face for 3 days. Then finally, after 3 days, Nanda Baba appeared in public again with the gifts. And why? Because he forced himself to make an appearance. Because he thought, Krishna said he'd come back after a few days. And if he will come back and see that no one is wearing the gifts that he gave, then Krishna will feel upset. So for Krishna, we have to accept these gifts. For Krishna. So Nanda Baba distributed, and Braj gopis and others, they put on their ornaments and gifts given by Krishna, very hoping against hope that he will come back. And if he will come back, he will see that we are wearing the gifts that he's given and he will be pleased. Now all Vrajabasis are burning in separation. The cowherd boys, they become mad. Oh, come on! Krishna, it's time to take the cows to graze. And as if they are seeing Krishna, they have spurti. And they go out to Govardhan. Then they see Krishna is not there. The coward boys like Subal, Uddhava, Kokil, they're lying flat on the ground, unconscious on the top of Govardhan, burning in separation from Krishna. And the only way they stay cool is because the deer that play at Govardhan, they come and approach the coward boys who seem like dead bodies, and seeing their condition, the deer are crying and their tears are falling on them to cool them. This is the condition of Vrajamanda. In the evening time, Mother Yashoda comes out into the street with the arti paraphernalia, because when Krishna used to come back, she would offer arti to Krishna. And she's calling, "Oh mother of Subal, oh mother of Dham, Vasudham, did your son come back yet? My son has not returned yet. Has your son returned yet?" And she's waiting outside with arti paraphernalia in the dark until the sun comes down and it becomes dark. And her Sakhis come, "Oh Yashode, come inside, please come inside the house." So if this is the condition of Sakhas, if this is the condition of the parents in Vatsalya Bhav, then Kim Uta? What can be said of the condition of Vrajagopis? So after killing Kamsa Maharaj and sending Nanda Baba back to Vraja, then Vasudeva and Devaki thought, Krishna, he thinks he's a gop, he thinks he's a coward boy. We have to make his diksha, initiation, upanayan sanskar, according to Kshatriya vidhi, because the giving of Brahman and everything is different depending on which varna, which caste you are in. So in Gopa caste, the Brahman thread is given just before marriage. So because Krishna's marriage was not arranged in bride, he has no upavit. But now, because they're trying to impress upon him, you are not a Gopa, you are Kshatriya. So they wanted to give upavit, and for Kshatriyas they receive upavit before they go in Gurukul. Whether they're married or going to be married or anything, this is not important. Before they go to Gurukul to study under their Guru, they receive upavit. So they arrange Krishna's, the Upanayan Sanskar in Mathura was done by Gardacharya. So after the yagya is performed, then the brahmacharis, they have to take their cloth and go begging. Bhagavati Bhiksham Dehi, you remember in your initiation? Bhagavati Bhiksham Dehi, first to a lady and then to men, Bhavan Bhiksham Dehi, or men or ladies in any order, but first it should be a lady. So now, our Krsna and Balaram, so beautiful, curling hair shaved. And they're dressed like brahmacharis and with the danda. Balaram's danda was very straight, Krishna's danda was little. Everything about Krishna is good. And they were there, and their five yagya was performed, and afterwards Gargacharya told them to do bhiksha. So then Krishna, he was remembering, oh, my mother, Maya, Yashoda, she told me when I was a little boy, Krishna used to say to his mother, oh mother, when I get married you should select for me a very good wife. Not too skinny and not too fat. And also who will be very submissive and not quarrel with me. In this way, Krishna used to talk with his mother. His mother said, oh, before your marriage, you have to receive Upanayan Sanskar. And on that day, first person you should come to me, and I will fill your cloth with jewels. So now Krishna, he's in the big city of Mathura, surrounded by royal family. Vasudeva, Devaki, Akrura, Ugrasen Maharaj, all the Yadu, very famous royal family are there. Now his head is shaved, he has danda, and he is a brahmachari, and initiated according to Kshatriya vidhi, completely different caste. But he's remembering, oh my Vraja, where is my mother Yashoda? She told me, come to me first and say, Bhavati Bhiksham Dehi, and I will fill your cloth with jewels. And Krishna, he took his cloth. And he was remembering Yashoda. His eyes filled with tears, he cannot see. So Devaki was thinking, in his Upanayan Sanskar, he will come to me first. So Krishna was crying, Maya, Maya. And Devaki was standing there, but he wasn't coming to her. And Krishna crying, he fainted. Then Vasudeva and Devaki looked at each other. They thought, this is very serious situation. We tried to give him the sanskar that he is Kshatriya, but he does not even look at me as his mother. So, at any moment he can run away back to Braj, because Vrndavan is very close to Mathura. So we should send him to Gurukul, very far away in Ujjain, Avantipur. Quickly send him away, and there he can be re-educated. So then Vasudeva Vasudeva and Devaki, they sent him to the ashram of Sandipani Muni in Avantipur, very far away. And he studied 64 arts in 64 days from Sandipani Muni. And after giving dakshina to his guru, then after a few months had passed, he returned to Mathura. And he came up onto the roof of the palace of Vasudeva Maharaj. So, there's one speciality of Mathura. Mathura has something in common with Vrndavan. What is that? Chamuna. Not only that, but the water flowing through Mathura came from Vrndavan first, because Vrndavan is north of Mathura. So when Krishna got onto the roof of the palace and he looked and he saw the Jamuna river flowing, then his remembrance of Braja was stimulated, awakened. Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Jai The waves in the river Jamuna were unusually high. Why? Because Jamuna was overflowing with the tears. Because same time as Krishna was having darshan of Jamuna in Mathura, same time gopis came on the bank of Jamuna in Vrndavan. And both are remembering each other. Same time. And gopis are weeping and their tears are causing in Mathura high waves. So many tears. Yukaitam nimeshena chakshusha bhavrashaitam shunyaitam jagat sarvam govinda virahinam. When Krishna remembers gopis of Vrndavan, gopis of Vrndavan remember Krishna, then they are meeting together. But anyone cannot see. At that time, Uddhava was searching everywhere for Krishna, looking here and there but could not find him. Finally, Uddhava came up onto the roof of the palace, and Krishna was facing the other way looking at the Jamuna. And Uddhava, oh, here he is. Krishna was thinking, what can I do? He was realizing the pain of separation. When the prem is very strong, this is one of the symptoms, that the person is always worried about the pain of the separation of the object of their love, more than their own separation. So, see, Krishna was thinking, what can I do, what can I do? Then Uddhava approached him. Oh, Krishna, you are here. But when Krishna turned, Uddhava saw that he was crying. Uddhava was astonished. Krishna is Anandamaya, the embodiment of all joy, but he is alone and depressed. What's wrong? At once Krishna took the hand of Uddhava in his two hands and said, Uddhava Vrajabasis Pritvinam Gopinam Matviyogadim Mat Sandesha Ravimucha. These are the very important verses of Bhagavatam. You should, if you want to do bhajan, learn all these important verses. That's all. Krishna was thinking, what can I do? What is the solution? I cannot go back to Vraja. Because then all the demoniac allies of Kamsa, like Jarasandha, will attack Braj and it's not fortified. So I cannot go back to Braj just now. And at the same time, what can I do to relieve the suffering of gopis? As he was thinking this, Uddhava came and Krishna looked and said, the answer to my question has come. And this is why impetuously he suddenly clasped the hands of Uddhava. This is why. And he begins his sentence, Gacha Uddhava. Gacha means go. Command. And when the imperative is used as the first word in the verse, it's extremely emphatic. Go, Uddhava. He didn't even say where. Gacha Uddhava. What is it? Go. Where? Vrajam-samhita. Go to Vraja, O Somya. So here, in the first line, Krishna is taking the name of Uddhava twice. First he calls him Uddhava. What does Uddhava mean? It means that person. Uddhava means the Ananda Utsava, festival of joy. So that person who himself is a walking festival of joy is named. So the Braj gopis are suffering so much. Who can help them? Uddhava. Here is a festival of joy. Vrajam Somya. And he called him Somya. What does it mean? We will explain tomorrow. Gaur Premanande.